All right, guys, so today we're going to be talking about short sales and foreclosures and what that can mean to you as a homeowner and also as an investor in real estate. So as you guys know, my name is Savannah Shepard. I'm the broker of Vision Realty. And if you know of anyone that is looking to buy a home, sell a house, invest in real estate, or start a real estate career, I would love the opportunity to talk with them and possibly walk them through that journey. So, foreclosures and short sales. First off, if you're an investor interested in either one of these, most of the time they're going to need a little work. These are homes that the bank currently owns, so they're not going to be maintained, of course, by a homeowner in that regard. So they're going to need a little more work. A lot of times you can get them at a better price, put more work into them, and then either rent it out or sell it or whatever your investment portfolio looks like and what you like to do. That's where you're going to go with that, obviously. If you're interested, please let me know, and I will make sure and keep you posted on these as they come to the market, as they come across my desk. I will keep you posted and let you know what's going on. On another side of things, if you are a homeowner and you have some questions about what a foreclosure looks like, COVID did just hit, of course. A lot of people have had difficult times. We all have. Honestly, we've all been on difficult times, and that just happens, especially with the world pandemic. And, you know, there's a lot of questions that have been arisen saying, okay, well, what is this going to look like? Yeah, my bank hasn't foreclosed yet, but are they going to? What's going to happen? And just so many unknowns. So this video is going out there just to answer some of those questions. A lot of them are going to be a little more detailed, and they're going to be per situation. I am happy to answer all of those questions individually. You can reach out to me. It's going to be on your bank's level with what they're doing. However, this is just a generic video just to kind of go through what a foreclosure looks like and what a short sale looks like. So foreclosure, obviously that means that we're just not able to make ends meet and pay that mortgage payment. And the bank's coming, and if you haven't paid it because of COVID in the past, you're gonna have to reach out to your bank and say, hey, do you guys have a plan yet? Are you going to make us pay all of what we could not pay during COVID up front? Are you gonna work with us? If you are, how are you gonna work with us? Be as proactive as possible on that, because the minute they have a plan, you want to know about it, and you don't want to find out by them posting something to your door saying, hi, we're foreclosing. That's not fun. That's not a good situation. So be as proactive as possible, calling your bank, finding out what their plan is and what they are going to be doing. Every bank is going to run this differently. That's why I say you need to make sure and call your particular bank to know what their plan is. Now, if your bank does say anyone past X amount of payments, we are going to move forward and foreclose. They're not allowed to do that yet, but once that ban is lifted and they are allowed to move forward with foreclosures, the second option I would tell you, rather than just accepting the fact that you're going to be foreclosed on and have to wait multiple years before purchasing a home, try a couple options. And one of the number one options is obviously work with the bank, see if they'll change your payments for you. Hey, if I can make this amount of payment, can we do that over this amount of time to pay that extra amount off? Try and work with the bank themselves. And then number two would be a short sale. So the way a short sale works is it's almost like you are bringing a buyer to buy your house from the bank, even though you're still involved in the transaction. And I'll explain how that works. You're going to call, hey, Savannah, this is the situation. I need to sell my house. I owe this much on it. Okay? So you're going to owe $200,000 on your house. And the bank, or let's say, yeah, you owe $200,000 on your house, and the mortgage, that's what your mortgage is, $200,000. I am going to comp it out. I'm going to find the comparables in the area, tell you you're going to be able to sell your house for this amount of money. If it's over the amount that you owe, well, then obviously you could go ahead and sell your house if you wanted to do that without going into foreclosure. At that point, it would not be a short sale. This is just a regular sale that I'm running you through. So I say, okay, you owe $200,000. I can sell your house because it is such a hot market and an ideal time to sell. I can sell your house for $250,000. And then you'll have a little moving room, a little extra cash that you can go and buy something without having to go into foreclosure, and something that we can maintain those payments on. That is obviously the best option. Option two is a little different, but at the same time, very similar. So you come to me, hey, here's the situation. The bank wants to foreclose on me. What do I do? because I don't want a foreclosure on my record. I want to be able to own my own home. And when you have a foreclosure, it is quite a few years before you're going to be able to purchase, dependent upon the loan you're looking to get. So what I would say is, okay, well, let's call the bank and see if they're interested in a short sale. And if the bank says, yes, I'm willing to work with you on a short sale because I don't want to have to spend the money to foreclose on a house. And if I don't have to foreclose on them, I'd rather not do that. So then we talk about a short sale. Your house is, you owe $200,000 on your house. I go through all of the numbers and I tell you, you know what? We're not going to be able to get $200,000 for the house. It looks like it's worth $175,000. At that point, we call the bank back and say, listen, we can bring you a buyer for $175,000. Can we do that deal? And they're going to be the ones to make a decision on whether or not they are going to short sale the house or not, because essentially they're not getting the full amount that is due or owed to them. They're only getting part of it. That's why it's called a short sale. They're owed $200,000. They have to decide if it's worth taking less or not. And I mean, reason being, a foreclosure costs banks. They have to pay money to their attorneys. They have to pay money to list the house, to sell the house. It's an entire process. And especially with a bank, a lot of times that can take up to a year. So if we give them an option to, one, on our side of things, not hurt our credit, not make us not be allowed to purchase a home in the future and have a foreclosure on our record, that's the benefit for us. The benefit for the bank is they don't have to spend a whole lot of money in foreclosures. They don't have to spend a lot of time having it in a foreclosure. Instead, they can do something extremely quick and have it done. Sometimes the banks will take less than what they are actually owed on the house. That is an option. Obviously, an ideal option if you were to say, Savannah, I don't want to leave my house. I love my house. I'm being foreclosed on. What do? You can do a short sale. And at that point, I would take the house to investors and say, hey, we could buy this house for $175,000. And then if you wanted to stay in the house, you could even rent it until you were to purchase it again under your name. So there's options to not have to be kicked out of your house just with a foreclosure being posted on your door. There's different options. The biggest thing is stay involved with your bank, reaching out to them. What's happening? What is your plan because of COVID? I don't want to find out that I'm going to be kicked out without any notice, and of course they have to give you a notice. But what I just mean is we want to know what the plan is. That way we can best position ourselves in the market. It is a great market. You're going to get a great price for your house. So it may be something that, hey, let's put it on the market, get a better payment at something else. Or we end up doing a short sale, we do a deal with the bank, or we find someone to purchase the house. That way we can still stay in the house and rent it until we go to purchase it ourselves. So that is, I try to make that as simple as possible. There's a lot of different options there, a lot of information. If you have individual questions or, hey, I've got Bank of America, I have Wells Fargo, and you have questions about particular banks like that, I can help you find out exactly who you need to call, where you're going to get your answers. That way you can know exactly what's happening. Like I say before, it's too late. It's not what I want whatsoever. So hopefully that's helpful and answers some of those questions. Banks can still not foreclose as of right now. Those are still being held off due to the pandemic, but eventually that will be lifted. And then the question is going to be what each individual bank is going to do to help clients in those situations that weren't able to pay the mortgage due to the pandemic. So guys, have an awesome Wednesday. Any particular questions about that, or if you find this would be helpful for someone else, just comment below or share it to them, put their name below, whatever's helpful. Have an awesome Wednesday. I'll talk to you later.